Hi, this is Terry from Fabric Junction, and I'm here today to show you another wonderful block called Crosses and Losses. It consists of several half square triangles and a couple of squares. In this one I used a snowflake piece, and here is two of the little smaller half square triangles, creating what Christopher calls an hourglass look, and the larger half square triangles creating a larger hourglass look. So with that, here are the pieces that will go into my quilt, and you can really see the contrast on that one of the half square triangles with a couple of solids. So what I have already done, I've done my smaller half square triangles and laid them out with their squares, and so these would be sewn together as a unit right there. So I'm not going to sew them together because I know you can do that. What I'm going to show you is just a reminder on your half square triangles, or for those of you who this is your first one you've been watching. We take our lighter color. I use what's called a seam marker. We place it from point to point, and like I said in the past, a lot of times I like to just line up my line right on the point so I can hang on to it a little more secure. With my pencil I draw my lines, excuse me, line it up with my piece, and then I begin to sew. Get to the end, I just turn it, I don't even cut it. And now I'm going to cut it point to point. You can use your rotary cutter, but since I only have the one, it's easier just to use my scissors. I'm going to press the dark, excuse me, towards the dark. Trim my dog ears. Place it. Now I'm going to make the assumption I've got these sewn together, so then this will, I will sew together, and this one I will sew here, and then I will sew the two to each other, creating our beautiful block. That is how simple this great block is, and look how wonderful it'll be if you were sticking two of them side by side. What a great look that creates. Anyway, if you're going to do the pot holder, I put 1.5 by 6.5 on the sides. I did cut some cornerstones for this one. They're 1.5 square. You put them at the top and the bottom. That completes the block for your pot holder. Then you have a piece of back. I use one layer of batting. You don't have to have it if you don't want it, but I definitely do use Insulbright, which gives me that extra protection of when I use the pot holder. You can go to our video that deals with binding a pot holder, in which this is my binding. So I trim this after I have gotten it quilted. I trim it, and most of the time I quilt just in the ditch. I think you can kind of see a little bit of the quilting lines here, so a little bit in the ditch. But let's say you wanted to practice your free motion. Go for it. This is a great place to practice that. Once you have added your binding, on this one I know you'll have a tail that you'll come around and you'll be attaching your binding this one last time, and you're going, and all of a sudden you've got this extra long tail. I actually take my ruler and I measure out 6 inches, fold it back, cut it, and then I just fold it in on itself, and that creates the loop. A little more explanation when you actually watch the video on attaching your binding to a pot holder. But that's how I get that nice loop on there. Anyway, that is our crosses and losses. I hope you like this block and maybe you'll give it a try. But check us out at junctionfabric.com or watch me, or not watch me, check out our blog at fabricjunctionjewels.blogspot.com for all the cutting instructions for your block. Again, thank you for watching us here at Fabric Junction, and I hope you get to stop by sometime.